a pretty good day. Thanks for having us.
No
Got
bother.
a last few questions to smash through.
That'll do.
If you could teach yourself, your younger self, something that you know now about farming, what would it be?
Oh God. It sounds really bad, but nothing probably, because like I've got to the place where I never thought I'd get to in life anyway. So I wouldn't change anything, because if I changed something, it might have changed me the way I was now. You know, like everything that kind of works probably worked towards where I am. So my sister does performing arts. My brother-in-law used to be a wedding singer, but again, performing arts side. So that kind of probably helped the YouTube-ness. I'm not saying I'm a performing artist guy, but I've got used to speaking to the camera. The doorstep deliveries, we're used to speaking to the end consumer. I'm pretty fortunate. The mistakes I've made has made me learn what I know today. So probably nothing currently. I'm pretty happy.
So, if you were from a non-farming background, we've kind of gone over this already.
Yep.
What would your plan be to get into farming if you weren't off the farm?
If I wasn't from a farming background and I wanted to get into farming, if I was younger, what I'd do, I'd get into the young farmers, because then you associate the people that you want to be like. Then you can jump onto their farm, you can help out. The minute you help out, then you become reliable, then you get a job, as in they go, oh, we'll pay you for that instead. So I think that's the big thing. And then if I was older, I would just try and get into the farming background, maybe speak to the Farmers Guardian, the Farmers Weekly, kind of get into it. There's loads of job adverts on Facebook or something, and just even put one out there, because people are always looking for staff. Go, I'd just like to do one Saturday a week, and then kind of build it like that. And then again, you kind of build trust into the farmers. Because I think farmers sometimes lack trust outside of farming, outside the general public. So if you just do it like that, slow steps, small steps, and then fingers crossed, you'll do your dream. That's very corny. You jumping in? Come on. It's up to you.
Agriculture is thought to be a male-dominated industry. There's an agricultural college in Preston, which there are now more female students studying agriculture than men.
Yep.
That's a massive positive.
100%.
How would you encourage other people from all different backgrounds, men, women, different countries, how would you go about?
How would I encourage them? I think the big thing is it doesn't matter who you are. You know, if a person has an opinion, you're going to struggle to change it. It doesn't matter who you are when you come to this farm. We'll always accept you. And if you're a hard worker, you're determined in anything you'll do it. I pull it back to what we did, I think it's 4 years ago now. She was 19, 20 at the time, 5'2", nothing of her, said, I want to do some work. And we kind of gave her a chance to do it. Absolutely brilliant. Best worker we've had, hardest worker, and done a really, really good job. So from a starting point, she wanted to learn, she was keen to learn, and nothing stopped her, didn't matter how big or small she was. So you look at it like that, it doesn't matter who you are, you can get into this job.
If you could farm one thing on this farm now that you don't farm, what would it be?
Some arable crops, some fodder crops for the cows over and above buying concentrates in. Try and be more self-sufficient. Whether it be maize, we go back to maize, we've grown maize before, that's great. I don't really want to grow root crops, but I'd be quite happy to try and lucerne on some of our better areas if we could guarantee the dryness. But we'll have to look for a dry hill to grow lucerne. But that's another silage.
And Dad as well flirted with the idea of a camel.
No, I've not flirted. I've got two camels on order. Joking apart, it's just like the Highland cows. They were an idea. Look where they stand now. The whole merch thing, the Highland cow. And when you look about other people, they've used the face of a Highland cow to represent a cow. It's become very generic for people. But certain Thomas picked on it very, very early. It's very, he's been useful at our stands.
There we go. Dad went for a serious one, I went for a joke, which is becoming serious. So 79 is one of the friendliest cows in the world.
So you've recently been trending on social media for what you said.
I don't think I've showed him yet. Have I showed you?
About
what?
The video at the Funky Farmer thing.
Oh yeah,
your dad was trending. Yeah,
I wouldn't say I'm trending. I just want to make people aware that no matter what happens, pandemic was awful for a lot of people. But as farmers, arable farmers maybe do better than dairy farmers or livestock farmers. You can't just shut the door and say I'll come back next week. You can't shut the door and say, I'll leave you for 3 months alone. This is an ongoing progression. We have a 3-year plan. These cows, any cow that's been AI today or served, it's 3 years before we can guarantee we've got that heifer or cow or the beef animal going before it comes to give us only. So you've got to keep the ball rolling. Because once you stop, like we've done in the world, all of a sudden the materials aren't coming in because the ports have shut down, the supply chain has been broken, and it upsets everything. And we're a very small clink in all that, but this farm would not function with 2 days off. 1 day off would be bad. 2 days, forget it. Every day.
So it was trending, and he likes to chat. What was the question?
No, that was the question.
That was the question. There we go.
We wanted to see what you had to say. Cool. How important is it for young people to get into farming, especially now when there's so many people?
Do you want to start this one?
You start that one.
Not getting into farming.
Yeah, so obviously if a younger generation doesn't go into farming, 31 is not bothered about cameras. So told you, doesn't matter what award you win, the next day cows don't care. Come on. There we go. So it's super important for the younger generation to get into farming, because if you don't have anyone getting into farming, farming will die out. I don't think it will ever die out personally, because we always need to eat. I think COVID was a massive thing for farming, because they realized that the most important thing was health and food. If you don't have food and health, everything else, social media, Amazon, it doesn't matter. But that was when we learned that we need our farmers, and we need them more than ever. So the younger generation hopefully will get into it and will enjoy it as much as we do.
Yeah. I forgot the question now.
Yeah, it's really, I think I've answered that.
Yeah.
It is important. It's important for any industry to get new blood into it. If you don't, it'll die.
Yeah. And also new blood brings new ideas. The focus, they have got other talents that the old blood hasn't. We get stuck as an older generation in our ways. The new blood will bring them new ideas and possibly new, not experience, but hopefully new zest of power, interest, energy.
Look at me, full of energy.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Always feel something. I will always